How much protein do you actually need? Somebody probably told you 1 gram per pound. Let's say you weigh 150 pounds. That's 150 grams of protein a day. But that number didn't come from research on teens. It came from full-grown bodybuilders from research that is over 40 years old. Let me show you the actual numbers, and then tell you why the number was never a real issue in the first place. Let's start with the official floor from the government. The recommended dietary allowance for boys and girls is 0.85 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. For an average teenage boy, that's about 52 grams. For a girl, about 46. That's nothing. But hold on a second. The RDA isn't a goal. That's the amount the FDA decided will keep the vast majority of people not deficient. So what is the number for someone who lifts and wants to grow optimally? The research on trained adults lands around 1.6 grams per kilogram, and a study on 14-year-old soccer players found they needed about 1.4 grams per kilogram. So, the honest answer is probably around 1.4 to 1.8 grams per kilogram. In pounds, that's about 0.7 grams per pound. So if you're 150 pounds, you're looking at somewhere near 105 grams. The catch with that is that they did a study. Researchers in Canada surveyed adolescent athletes and measured they were already eating about 2 grams per kilogram of protein. They're already above the recommendation. So, if you're eating normally, and you feel like you're not going fast enough, the issue might not be your protein intake. Obviously, there's a ton of factors with your training, but one of the issues might be your nutrient timing. And this isn't going to revolutionize your physique, but it can definitely make a significant difference. Your muscles don't bank protein, they don't store protein. Muscle protein synthesis responds to a dose of protein in the moment, roughly peaking at 0.25 grams per kilogram, and settles back down after a few hours, regardless of how much more you eat. Let's say you skip breakfast because you're late, whatever. You have a light lunch, and you have a massive dinner because you're hungry. And you eat 80 grams of protein in that dinner. It sounds like, okay, you just about hit your protein intake. However, your body actually can't consume all of that in one sitting. Now, is still eating that protein better than not having eaten it? Yes, because your total daily intake is more important than the distribution. However, it could be optimized more if you distribute it throughout the day. However, not all the blame for this distribution goes on you. Maybe you could have woken up a little bit earlier to eat breakfast. However, you don't run the cafeteria. You don't decide what the lunch is. So, what are you going to do? Work with what you got. Maybe just bring a protein bar, or bring one of those little pre-made shakes or something. One little protein product at lunch can, 1, make your lunch more filling, but 2, really help with your total daily protein distribution. And that can help with your gains. So with that, Muscle Maurice signing off.